A while ago, I delivered 2 demonstrations on IBM AI applications. And here is the demonstration on the YouTube. It's called IBM Maximo Application Suite Enterprise IoT and AI Solution Demo. And this is the overall solution architecture, and which including the IoT, and including the business application, which is the Maximo and Mahi, Maximo Asset Health Insights. And the major AI enablement, including the predictive maintenance, the demonstration is here, maintenance 1, and also including the IoT. There is one additional component is called equipment maintenance assistant, which is the cognitive part. Assuming it's a civil service technician can ask the equipment maintenance assistant for the questions, how to resolve the problems. But I have not do the demonstration. So in today, I'm going to continue with this kind of architecture to finish it up. And so based on the existing demonstration on the IoT solution and the predictive maintenance to the enterprise asset management, I extend to the cognitive part. Now I go back to the presentation slides. Executive summary. The summary is just consistent with the previous diagram. And the first part is a PMI demo, including the IoT and the Maximo and implementation, and also including the machine learning and Watson Studios, which is created the machine learning model and deploy the model, and so that it can generate the business insights. And today I'm going to focus on the second part, EMA demo, equipment maintenance assistant. Actually, I'm just focusing on the Watson service, Watson Assistant. This is a conversation service. The second one is Watson Discovery. Actually, this is the intelligent searching service. The third part is Watson Knowledge Studio, and which is can have the like a customized language model, like a domain model for the certain language. I'm not going to demo the Watson Knowledge Studio here, but I will focus on the Watson Assistant and the Watson Discovery. And now I give a brief introduction about the business case. Assuming there is a company called WeFixit. This is a kind of the enterprise, the typical enterprise, and have the different stores across the country. Have the Boston store and the Chicago store and Dallas store, Denver store. And the core business is to repair the vehicle based on understanding the customer's real-time needs. So it is critical to understand the customer's vehicle information and maintain intelligently and communicate effectively. And an IBM AI portfolio, just like I introduced, Watson Assistant, Watson Discovery, it's going to be used to create the cognitive solutions for the customer or for the service engineer. And in the left column is the main points of the value, and main points including, like say, enhance the customer engagement experience. Chatbot can be helpful for the customer to ask the questions, answer the questions, and also can enhance the service engineer's experience. The service engineer, have a lot of questions, especially, assuming some service engineer maybe does not have the years of the experience, kind of the junior engineer, they have a lot of questions to ask. And the third part and the fourth part, predictive maintenance and OT and IT and IoT. These two parts already demonstrated from the previous one. So today I'm going to focus on the Watson Assistant and the Discovery. Now the architecture, you can see, the two different layers. The first layer is the cognitive solutions, which we focus today, and in the bottom layer is the existing one. Get the data from the IoT edge, and then get the machine learning, and so that the KPI or insights can be generated, either inject to the business applications like Maximo, or inject the insights to the Watson Assistant. I'm not going to cover this part in today's demo, and it's already being addressed in the previous two demos. And today, I focus on the cognitive solution and two kind of different personas possible. One is customer. As a customer, I want to understand some store information. Where is the store located? What is the store schedule? Those kind of information. Also, I would like to understand some like pretty demanding questions. For example, COVID information. Are there any COVID counts available? Are there any risks if you drive to your store? Those kind of questions. It is possible. And also, for the many questions, some questions we need to do the search. So for the dynamics, that's the Watson discovery have the special value proposition here. So what is a data source? The data source the major data source is the OEM manuals, like the car manual, how to deal with the yellow lights, and other source is like work orders, historic work orders. But in today's demo, we mostly focus on the just searching something like OEM manual or searching something from the website, internet. And the three different components I'm going to implement: Watson Assistant, Watson Discovery, and the integration of the Watson Assistant to the applications. For example, the third-party website, the company's website, or integrated with your mobile phone, or integrated with a speaker, and so that can get the full experience of the natural language. But in today's demo, we are focused on the chatbot on the website. And this is the demo context, architecture, and just to simplify from the previous diagram. And as you can see, get the user, and the user go to the WordPress website and get the plugin, and it can get the chatbot. And Watson Assistant is here, and Watson Discovery, and get the collect of data, and the data source is here. And also, and this is not included, but we can, use the build up the customer domain language, and instead of use the default one. But today, we just use the default language collections. Okay, now let's take off and how the demo looks like. So this is the sample website, and I have developed, and I can take a look of how the website looks like. So, and this is my website used for the testing purpose. I just add some pictures so that I get a modern race cars, antique cars, or SUV family vehicles. And the company is called We Fix It. And then the key part is here is the chatbot. So the chatbot is starting from, hello, my name is Jasmine, and I'm a chatbot. What name can I call you by? And they say, okay, you can call me Forrest Lin. Then the chatbot will answer the question of nice to meet you, blah, 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 and how can I help you, something like that. So, and then maybe I can say, hey, Chicago store hours. I want to, our Chicago store is open Monday and to Saturday from the 9 a.m. to 6 p.m., this kind of question. Or, I can say Boston store location. Yeah, they get the Boston score, and then maybe say, hey, thank you. Yeah, yeah, I meant to place, maybe you have the language problems. Then, I can do some searching for the COVID information and a COVID-19 counts in your area. I want COVID information. Yeah. COVID counts in your area. And then the searching results is a collection of the searching results is returned, maybe some of the results is relevant to your answer. It is comparable with a search like a Google search, but in the certain specific domain and on the format of the chatbot. And in the real case, this is a key part. We need to adjust the algorithm, the AI algorithm, make sure the answer does make sense to the business. Okay, so this is a very quick user experience demo. How can we make this happen? Actually, this is a pretty convenient using the IBM, and it is free to implement. And first of all, you need to create our IBM Cloud account. In here, I already have an IBM Cloud account. I created. It is absolutely free. I just create one, use like email address and create one. Okay, after you create the after you log into the IBM Cloud, you can see from the dashboard there are 3 services already available. Let's take a look of the what's 3 service here, which includes Watson Assistant and Watson Discovery and a Knowledge Studio, and not included in the demo, but I created here. So I'm going to open these 2. Watson Assistant, which is conversation service, and we just walk through what exactly inside of the function is. And also, let's take a look of the Watson Discovery. Okay, we have both now. Watson Discovery and Watson Assistant. Let's take a look of the Watson Assistant. Inside of Watson Assistant, I developed a few conversations. The one we're focused on, that we fixed customer assistant. If we open these, including 2 skills, as you can see, the first skill is dialogue, which is defining the overall dialogue of the chatbot, and the second skill is about a search. The search skill is really call to the Watson Discovery and directly, and then so that can get the information through the natural language understanding through the searching. Let's take a look of the searching skills very quickly, because this is very simple. The nice thing for this is the integration is seamless. You do not need any middleware. You do not need the IBM functions, IBM function, or the middleware integrations. Just directly plug into whatever the discovery projects of the discovery, and then it just working here like this way. So this is a search skill, and pretty much when you set up the all these kind of the features is you just use the default features. And for the dialogue part, if you can see the dialogue part, there's 3 things important for the dialogue part: in the intents and entities and the dialogue. This is the intents. And I define a few intents like goodbye, greeting, hours, information, location, and thank you. And also I imported all the COVID-related intents. There are predefined intents, for the different industry or events. The COVID-19 is the major one, and there are 23 intents here. So I just import everything. There are entities here. The entities. There is one entity is location. That this could be the Boston, Denver, Dallas, or Chicago. Depending on the different location, maybe return the different informations. And the dialogue is the key. And this is the dialogue tree or dialogue flow. And if you can see, it's from the top down, and you can see from the welcome, and you can collect the name. And you can search the COVID information. You can get the auth information, the location information, and some small talks. It's pretty straightforward, and it is code free. And so, which means the line of business professionals can implement by themselves. But of course, if you want to tuning that very natively, when the software development lifecycle go through the iterations, and I believe there still needed the technical people, you need to hire some new graduates, developers, and then tuning that to make it a native. But the line of business can start the initial implementation or get the business ideas set up by themselves and can play around it. There is no coding needed. So this is a Watson Assistant, and the key here is the value proposition for the Watson Assistant, and compare with other chatbot is the intelligence. Watson Assistant integrated with the Watson Discovery can get the fully natural language understanding intelligence. Now let's take a look at the Watson Discovery. Watson Discovery's value proposition is the searching and based on the natural language understanding. So here, let's take a look of the. I think this one is what we're using. The collection. Oh, this is a work order. I think the one I used is this one, COVID fast questions, and then the project. So this is the Watson Discovery, and searching for the different different questions, respectively, and the searching can be in the different formats, right? You can search in the internet, and you can search in from the database, or you can search in from the PDF files. The process is like this, you make the discovery to help to format the unstructured data, for example, PDF format, and then to map it to the structured, for example, the JSON format, which is a key and a value pair, right? If you get the user manual of the PDF, and then you can have created a structured file, say, hey, what is the title, and what is the table of contents, and what is the contents, which is the text contents, and what is the users, and those kind of information. So when you search that, and the first step is you format it from the unstructured data to the structured data, and then also split the data from the long 100 pages PDF and to the small chunk of the segments, so that when you search, you can get the reasonable size of the return messages back to the customer. And for example, what is the COVID counts or COVID risks or COVID-19 symptoms, those kind of things, and so that you can get the more accurate questions. There are certain technologies here. The number one is combined with the Knowledge Studio, and you can define your language, because you are maybe in the different industry. You're in the chemical industry, or in the petroleum industry, or you're in the like a mechanical manufacturer. You have different terminologies, and you have to define there, and then you can define the model, so that understanding not only just the default language, the common language, you got the domain-specific language. The second tool is it's called a Smart Document Understanding, SDU, which is transformed to the PDF file to the JSON format. And all these tools are pretty handy and pretty ready to use, without coding. And so very powerful functions for the discovery. And combine the discovery and Watson Assistant, it can really make an intelligent conversation service or intelligent chatbot. So this is the basic overview of the Watson Assistant and the Watson Discovery. Now I go back to the presentation here. The last part is if we have the Watson Discovery and the Watson Assistant, if you see these diagrams, and the last part is the integration with to the conversation tools. Either your iPhone or the audio device, or the website, for example, Facebook, Slack or WordPress website. I think WordPress website is pretty common, and as just you can see the user experience of the WordPress is like this. You have a company, you always have the website. The customer can have the information here, and then to get the beta like engagement. The plugin is pretty convenient to deploy. If you log into the administrator, and you can very easily, very conveniently, and to have the plugin to here, and then to configure the Watson Assistant to here. So I just quickly show here, and then you can install the plugin and then configure the plugin, and then when you go back to the website, the chatbot is going to be automatically in here in the different locations of the web pages. Very convenient. Okay, so this is a general demonstration of the cognitive service. And then I go back to the conclusion. So far, I already delivered 3 different kind of the AI applications in the overall AI context, from IoT perspective, from the industry IoT and the business application perspective of the IBM. IBM have the Watson IoT platform. IBM have the Maximo and Mahi as an enterprise asset management business application, and they can automate the work order creation process. They also can make the more precise predictive analysis of the asset score or asset conditions, and also this can be combined with the Watson Studio and Watson machine learning. If we collect a massive amount of the data, a batch amount of data, and then to do the machine learning models. And this is what we focus on today. Watson Assistant is conversation service, and Watson Discovery is kind of the intelligence searching service, based searching the formatted or structured data or unstructured data. There are different tools to do, and if you have the specific domain language, can use the Watson Knowledge Studios to address or define the domain specific language, like a chemical area, mechanical area, or the oil and gas area, those kind of things. So I think that's pretty much all about this demonstration. And also from the project lifecycle managed perspective, if as a customer, if you want to engage, so this is just a general design thinking lean startup approach. You maybe reserve 1 week, maybe at most 2 weeks, have design thinking. Think about your AI needs. What kind of cognitive solutions you need, and what kind of special value do you want to enhance your customer engagement experience, or do you want to make your process more efficiency, help your service engineers get work more efficiently, and what kind of business value you want, what kind of product you want. And then you can very quickly spend 1 or 2 weeks to get the lean startup, get the chatbot working. And just like the chatbot I showed you, and put into your company's website. Or if you are in the hotel domain, you can combine with the robot, and so that you can chat with the robot with the voice, and all those kinds of things to do. And then it go to the iterations, like 2 weeks iterations, and keep enhance it. Because from the AI or machine learning perspective, all the results generated, it could be the inject to the model and to enhance the model. So it's kind of iterative the training, and then more and more close to the native or the natural conversations. Okay, I think this is pretty much all I would like to demonstrate the IBM product. In conclusion, IBM as a big company, they provide a really the portfolio of the end-to-end from the different perspectives, from the understanding the industry 4.0, understand the fears, and also the control fears perspective. The OT side of the fields, and also from the cognitive perspective, really can enhance the user experience of the customer engagement or the service engineers, work efficiency perspective. If you have any questions, if you would like to develop such kind of use case and would like to talk to the TD-SYNNEX, please feel free to contact me. I will put my contact information on the description of the video. Thank you.